Hey guys!
Hey.
Welcome back to Crossout. Okay, get everything situated here before I get lost in my own chords. Okay.
Video later.
Okay, let's see. Wait, what are we doing? Can I look at the... No.
Hey! There you go! That's what we're doing!
Equip cooling modules? Okay.
Hello!
Yeah, this guy's Toad. He's home alone.
I like Princess Peach's skirt!
Whatever makes you happy, Toad. Or to float your boat, I suppose.
Like, seriously, play Smash Brothers, it fucking happens. Daisy too now, because she has the fucking same move.
This truck is just asking to be stolen, but why go empty-handed? Let's load it with cargo first and deliver it to the highest bidder. Beware of the armed defenders.
Are you playing as a criminal right now? Are we Judas Priesting it? Breaking the law, breaking the law.
It seems like we're taking cargo, loading it onto a truck. We're essentially robbing it, and then we're gonna be sending it up to the highest bidder. Oh my god, I feel like a criminal.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. Sorry, I'm channeling my inner Beavis and Butthead right now. Yeah, I'm fucking bored as fuck, so expect anything.
Oh, Majestic, hello, wanna steal our stuff? You sure can try. Dude, watch it! That's us, you know. Okay, crowd control, crowd control.
Fuck, man.
Oh, shit. Sorry about that, my mouse fell down. Get up here. Hehe, didn't expect us, and we're right here.
Didn't expect us. What are you, the fucking Spanish Inquisition?
Oh, heads up. Okay.
I never did get that joke.
Me either.
They even fucking did it in Kids Next Door, but it was like the Spinach Inquisition, because kids don't like spinach, so make it... See, it's a pun. Not everything can be an awesome parody, because that show had really good parodies, but not everything was that. Like, dude, I cannot think of another show where instead of for the Christmas special, instead of a Christmas special, they just said it, fuck it, XMen tribute.
Oh, wow.
This straight up, unapologetic X-Men tribute. Marvel in general tribute, because they even like pull some like fucking like obscure shit, and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm watching a Christmas special with a Wolverine elf whose claws are made out of like fucking candy canes.
Oh, wow.
There's like a elf and his claws are made out of fucking candy canes.
I want a bullet drop is real. Ooh, yes. Make it rain, make it rain. Rain.
Dude, they did Star Wars. There's like 3 or 4 different episodes that are fucking Star Wars parodies. Like, there is one that ends with the Death Star line. There is a movie that is basically... There's one that's just fucking Empire, just the Hoth section of Empire.
Come on.
And they're fighting these fucking things that are just like AT-ATs. They're made out of like books and shit. And I'm like, I think these guys like Star Wars. Granted, Dexter got a lot of Star Wars references in too, but there's a lot of Star Wars in Dexter. And hell, I think Samurai Jack, they even straight up used monsters from it, because when the Clone Wars cartoon came out, they just used some of the fucking monsters. and aliens and shit.
You want me to start listing up how many Star Wars references are in Family Guy?
Well, okay, dude, they did 3 separate fucking movies.
Exactly.
Dude, Robot Chicken did like 4 or 5 fucking movies. Like, dude, I'm just talking about kids' cartoons, like, because there's quite a few that got a lot of Star Wars stuff.
Now, guys, sit down. What the hell? You won't get away with this. Man, we were literally just peppering that guy with shots. And he couldn't even hit us with the freaking artillery. Okay, so we got Ralfredo, 5001, Caesar, 3566, and Atomic Gains. What the hell? Rocket gone off Skyways? Jeez. Lord.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls did a few Star Wars references now. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, they did a Death Star Run parody too. I remember that now. Everyone did the Death Star Run.
Well, everybody parodied a good movie. I'll say that much. A good movie series, I should say.
One too. The best one too. The best movie is the first one.
Yeah, episode 4.
Yeah, I stand by that statement. A lot of people say Empire's the best, but personally, I like the first one better.
And that's
Empire's a fine movie. It's a good movie.
And that's what they compared episode 7 to is New Hope. What's a New Hope or Empire? I know they compared to one of them.
New Hope. It was definitely New Hope, which I need to watch the new Star Wars movies. I haven't watched any of the new ones. I heard mixed things about The Last Jedi, but I've heard mostly good ones about Force Awakens. The only complaint being it's basically just New Hope again, but New Hope's my favorite movie, so I don't think that's a negative. Because I fucking love New Hope. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know what it is, because I've seen the first 6, right? I've seen the original trilogy, and I've seen the prequels. Barely remember the prequels, but I've seen them. I have seen them all the way through. It's been a while, and I just remember bits and pieces here and there. Because they honestly, they're good. Revenge of the Sith was alright, though. It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely the best one.
How about the scene where you saw Anakin being turned into Vader?
Well, that's a pretty iconic scene. Like, that's a pretty cool one. You know, the final fight. While the prequel trilogy had pretty bad acting in general, the higher ground means, yeah, but for the most part, it was a good movie. Though they did completely fuck over the Grievous, because he was awesome in the Clone Wars cartoon, but he kind of just showed up to die in the movie. Like, he had a couple scenes, and he had the fight scene with Obi-Wan, and that's it. And he was super fucking threatening and intimidating in the cartoon. Like, he was legit a fucking... Like, dude, there is a scene with just him stalking these Jedis through this, like abandoned ship and just picking them off one by one and just fucking murking them. It's fucking amazing. Like, Grievous is awesome in the cartoon. They didn't really do him justice in the movie, but... I'm talking about the original, like, Genndy Tartakovsky, like, 2004 Clone Wars cartoon, not the reboot that they did in, like, 2009. Though that cartoon's actually not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad.
Get shredded! Thank you.
I need to watch Rebels, because Rebels is pretty much a sequel to that. But,
Okay, who's firing the rockets? Who's firing the rockets?
But yeah, out of all 6 movies, with Attack of the Clones...
Heard the phrase, liar, liar, cabin on fire? This one's about you.
All I can remember of Attack of the Clones is the arena scene. I think that's all anyone fucking remembers. It's just the big arena with all the Jedis fighting the droids. Because that was kind of neat. Like, most of the rest of the movie was just kind of forgettable.
How about pod racing?
That was... Dude, that's not... Dude, wrong movie. I'm talking about Attack of the Clones. That's Phantom Menace.
Sure.
Phantom Menace had pod racing and Darth Maul. And Darth Maul didn't really say or do much, but fuck it, he looked cool, and the fight with him was cool. So, you know, if nothing else, we got a cool character design and a cool fight music and a cool fight. So, his Duel of Fates is still awesome. So, you know, I can't even complain about that. But, and then, you know, the pod racing was sick. They made an awesome video game about it that we had played on the channel till it got copyright strikes because fuck whoever owns Star Wars now, Disney, I guess. Disney
I only remember that they made one. They only made one. They did not make two. They only made one.
Yeah, the other one we got was for Kribby, which is weird. Actually, no, it's not, because it's Nintendo. Never mind, that's not weird at all. Of course Nintendo would strike us. Yeah, all I remember of episode 2 is the fucking arena scene.
Jerk.
And the safety scene in the beginning was kind of cool, I guess. And the rest of the movie was, see, there was Anakin crying because his mom died or something. Or she got sold or something. All I remember is he went back to Tatooine and there was this whole thing with her. She got sold and she wound up dead or something. I barely remember. And then he started getting all emo and like killed a bunch of Jawas or something.
Hey, where are you taking the truck? Time to shoot your wheels. Oh yeah, bring it on, Majestic. Let's see what you got, buddy. Yeah, let's get caught up in a freaking guard railing. Thanks for pushing us. Stop pushing us!
Yeah, I can't honestly remember anything. But in episode 1, I just got confused.
And like, I'm sorry. This could be partly due to my poor memory, because, well, for some reason my memory is good for some things, not so much for the others.
Dude,
but that's kind of
barely remember this book at all. Like, I have bits and pieces flashing to me right now, and that's it.
But all I remember from the whole entire prequel trilogy is pod racing. That's all I remember. I am not kidding.
Have you seen all the movies front to back?
I've seen 1 through 7.
Okay. I don't blame you, honestly, because other than like some bits and pieces here and there, the movies themselves were kind of forgettable in the prequel trilogy. Like, not even bad, just nothing really sticks out other than a few scenes here and there. Like, there's some cool stuff that pokes out in my head.
However, New Hope, I will be honest, there are more scenes that pop into my head. And that's just with New Hope in general.
I can basically remember all of New Hope. And most of Empire and most of Jedi. There might be a few things in Jedi I'll forget. But I remember
one thing I remember, and I love it. I love how they recreated this in Lego Star Wars. Is the it was in episode 6, and they were on Endor, and they were the rebels are going to destroy the shield generator for the new Death Star, and I can remember the whole big fight regarding that. That was cool.
Yeah, like the ATST walks up and like they think it's a stormtrooper, but then fucking Chewbacca pops out.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Chewbacca and the Ewoks just wrecking shit. Like, I don't care. Like, everyone hates the Ewoks, but I thought they were fine. They're not as bad as Jar Jar. They're not Jar Jar levels of bad. Like,
where are you going so fast? Wait a minute. I said wait a minute. Just stand there. Stand still for a moment.
But people hate Jar Jar, but people hated the Ewoks when they came out too.
Ewoks?
You know the fuck?
They just look like teddy bears. Like legit, they look like teddy bears.
Alright, don't laugh at me. Don't crucify me, Star Wars fans. before I watched the movies all the way, when I didn't know anything, when I just saw them as a kid, I thought they were just baby Chewbacca's. I thought they were the same thing as Chewbacca, just like the baby versions when I was a kid. This was before I watched the movies all the way through, okay? Well, Empire and Jedi, I think I watched New Hope when I was like 5 the first time. Like, I've always seen New Hope. I've seen New Hope quite a few times. But yeah, before I finally watched Empire all the way through and Return all the way through. I thought they were just baby Chewbacca's, or like another race that was similar, which I'm not wrong. Don't judge me, okay? I learned.
And speaking of movies, I just finished watching, okay, I know this is classified as a kid's movie, give me a break.
Oh, come on.
I just finished watching Wally for the second time. The first time I seen it was about 6 years ago, so come on. If not more.
I'm gonna go ahead and say something. We are very outspoken Transformers fans. That entire series is technically made for children. We like Legos, and we reference Lego Star Wars. Those games are made for children. Just because it's made for kids doesn't mean we can't like it too.
True. And that song that plays on the old iPod that Wally has, the one that the piece of the song that he records, and yeah, for some reason that's stuck in my head right now.
Yeah, dude.
The same song that plays in the game.
There's a game for Wally? Oh yep. Yeah, of course there's a game for Wally. Duh.
It came out for PS2, PS3, Xbox, Xbox 360, and PC.
Yeah, they used to put out a movie for all of them. I remember Ratatouille had one. Cars had one that was actually pretty good, and I almost got but didn't. Funny story about that. I got my Wii.
And for Wii too.
Yeah, I got my Wii early 2007. I was supposed to have it for Christmas, but Nintendo is good at short packing their systems. They do it every fucking time to drive up demand, and it's really shitty to do, but they do it. Like, seriously, they do it for everything but their handhelds. I think 3DS had it a little bit, but like regular DS, I had no problem getting. And GBA SP, I had no problem getting. I got both of those pretty much like day zero, so. Though the DS I got the day it came out, but I didn't get to use it till Christmas. But I got it the day it came out. And my mom let me get something for that day. She let me get a couple Bionicles because I was still collecting them. But that's beside the point. I'm getting off topic here. As I do constantly. No, basically, they got the Wii, and the game I wanted, the game everyone wanted when the fucking Wii came out was fucking Twilight Princess, right? That was what everyone was buying the damn thing for. Like, yeah, Wii Sports turned out to be the big hit, but, you know, that's kind of cheating, because it just came with the fucking Wii. You didn't even have to buy it. You just bought the Wii, and you got it by default. But, as far as launch titles other than that, really the only thing on my radar was fucking Zelda. Which, that's still one of my favorite Zelda games, so, you know, yeah, but they didn't have it because, again, if you had a Wii, that was the game you're buying, so that was the hot seller. So they had a bunch of movie tie-in games, and I got this, like, I barely even remember this Ice Age game. I forget which one it was even for, or maybe 3 or 2, I forget. I never watched any of those. I played a bit of that, and it was okay. But I could have got Cars, but Mom got me Ice Age. And I'm like, Mom, I've actually seen Cars. And I heard the Cars game's actually decent. Why didn't you get me that? Whatever. I got Zelda like 2 months later, so whatever.
Why the heck did you get a truck here? What do you want? New stitches? I can do that. God.
Yeah. Back to video games though. The whole reason, like 2005 and 6 was actually when 2006 is when I actually buckled down and started marathoning all the Star Wars movies, like 2006 and 7.
How do you like our defenses? The truck stays and you get out.
That's when I actually buckled down and watched all the original trilogy and all the prequels. And you know what got me doing that? Lego Star Wars.
That would do it. That would do it.
Because I had seen bits and pieces of them before, and I've seen New Hope like once or twice. But what really got me to buckle down and sit down and just watch them all. Like, I remember staying up just marathoning Star Wars movies, dude. And what got me to do that was Lego Star Wars, because I played through the original trilogy game, and I was like, I should watch the other movies. So I'll watch that, and I also had the first one, the first Lego Star Wars. Because there was Lego Star Wars 1 that came out around the same time as Episode 3, which I also played the video game for, like the regular Episode 3 game, which is actually pretty good, at my friend's house. And I played Lego Star Wars I got for Christmas that year. And the first Lego Star Wars was just the prequels. Though you could unlock a level where you play as Darth Vader in the opening of Episode 4, you could unlock that. And then next year they put out the original version. Then the year after that they put out the complete saga, which had all of them together.
I got that one.
Yeah, I had that for weeks.
I got that for DS.
Yeah, and that's just both games put together. With a bunch of new content. I wish I had Lego Star Wars 3, because I heard that one's really fun.
Ah! We're on fire!
That and the Lego
guys,
Batman
down,
games.
what the hell? You won't get away with this.
That and the Lego Batman games, because I heard those are really good, specifically the later ones, like 2 and 3. They got a new Lego DC game coming out, like a DC Villains one. Looks like it could be interesting. But I want to play Lego Batman 3 because apparently name a DC character and they're in it. It's like Scribblenauts Unmasked level of like fucking fan service.
So we got Alice, Theo, Justice, Row X, and Character. And something just... Oh, bot just exploded on her ass.
But like, yeah, I really want to play like... I know, they're fucking like little baby kids games and they're all kind of the same, but I don't care, they're fun. Like, cause yeah, all the Lego games are just kind of the same formula. They've kind of been the same formula since the Star Wars ones with like little tweaks here and there. But I don't care, they're fun.
I actually got Lego Star Wars 3 for the DS.
I want that. I want that one. I want Lego Star Wars 3 and I want Batman 3. Specifically of all of them, those are the two I'd want. Because I want Lego Batman 3 specifically because it's got the most stuff to do and the most characters and every fucking DC character you could possibly fucking think of.
And sure, speaking of kid-oriented games, I have the original Scribblenauts for DS, and I have Scribblenauts Unmasked for 3DS.
Which is basically the same thing as Lego Batman 3, but in Scribblenauts form, just a big love letter to DC fans.
Yeah, because there's literally a computer you can access, and you can literally search up everything and anything that has been released at that time, or that was out in DC's universe at the time of that game's release.
Which is fucking cool. Because y'all know me, I'm a huge fucking DC fanboy. I'm like a diehard DC fan. Marvel's got some good shit, and there's a lot of characters and stuff from Marvel I like, but I grew up watching Batman animated series, Justice League. I grew up watching like the good fucking DC cartoons in the 90s and 2000s, man. Which, again, Marvel had good ones during that era too. Like X-Men was great. Spider-Man, like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon was awesome.
Thieves, have you got no conscience at all? Ha, me neither. Catch some lead.
Spider-Man, real active Spider-Man. Yeah, that show was cool. Like there was a lot of good Superman
It was supposed to be a classic. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with it. You know, I'm taking you with us.
Boy, and like honestly, most of the Marvel
I'm taking up two of them. Oh, 1.5, really.
Most of the Marvel stuff I know is from the X-Men cartoon.
Holy crap.
There was an Iron Man cartoon I watched later, and then there was like a Fantastic Four cartoon that was on pretty briefly. That's about it, but like I grew up watching all of the DC animated universe stuff, like Static Shock, Batman animated series. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen a few episodes of the Superman cartoon, Justice League. I've watched all of. I actually recently watched about a year ago, or maybe about 2 years ago. I finished rewatching all of the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoon. Teen Titans.
I've seen that one. I've seen the original, not Go, but I have seen the original, and the original's good.
Well, the original's great. I love the original Teen Titans. Batman Brave and the Bold, that's another good one.
However, I remember one episode of Teen Titans that was a little bit on the messed up side. It was was
it the one where fucking Robin has PTSD and he's seeing ghosts of Slade everywhere?
Alright, you loaded it, but you have got enough but have you got enough juice to take it away? Doubt it. No, it's the one where, this
that's
woman,
the one everyone knows.
This woman, the Teen Titans acknowledged her as mother, and she brainwashed them using pies.
Mother May I remember that one.
Yeah, that's a bit messed up, if I must be honest.
Dude, that's not even the darkest episode. Like, the fucking, the Trigun episodes are probably the darkest ones, where, like, fucking Raven's dad shows up and just literally turns Earth into hell. Just literally turns Earth into hell.
Holy crap.
And then there's the Terra episodes where Terra and Slade fight, and Terra, like, literally dies until takes Slade with them.
Whoa.
With her. Like, Teen Titans got dark, and then there's like the all of the episodes where Robin is like fucking completely obsessed with Slade, and like after he's killed by Terra, like there's a whole episode where he's having PTSD and like seeing him wherever he goes and just going insane. Like, that show got dark. When it wanted to be dark, it would get dark, and that's why I like it. Like, when it wanted to be funny and silly, it could be funny and silly.
Show oriented for kids already begs to differ on that statement.
Well, a lot of shows back then pushed it. That's why they were so good. Because a lot of the shows back then, like a lot of the old Cartoon Network shows, like they took risks. Like they tried different shit. They tried to be darker. Like all the DC animated shows before Teen Titans did that too. Where they like, yeah, it was for kids, but there was a lot of dark episodes in there too. Like Justice League had some pretty fucked up moments. Batman the Animated Series had some dark moments, like, you know. Hell, even Brave and the Bold had a couple episodes that were kind of heavy, like, the Christmas episode was really fucking sad.
Justice rocks. I get it.
And dude, that show was fucking campy and silly and a throwback to the 60s Batman, and it had some dark episodes. And that show did not take itself seriously most of the time, but it did have a couple pretty depressing episodes. You know, like, again, back then, they fucking play Wrestling Young Justice was like fucking dark and had a plot twist every 2 seconds. Like, God, there was like characters that were like double, triple agents that were working for the bad guys, but also working for the good guys. There was like...
Look at the car built to fight you! I could not read the whole statement.
Like, fucking... The fucking team members were switching fucking partners every 2 seconds. Like, that show was just all over the place. Like, it was like a plot twist every 2 seconds. Like, a lot of those old superhero cartoons are pretty fucking dark, which is pretty cool, because if you read the comics, yeah, they haven't been really lighthearted since the 80s, especially DC.
And you guys will be wondering, after all this DC talk, between DC and Marvel, where do I currently stand?
You're Marvel, aren't you?
I'm Marvel.
You know, that's fine, because honestly, Marvel does have a lot of cool stuff. Like, I can't even
And well, Marvel has some really cool characters, I will be honest. But one of them really stands out to me, and this might come a bit of a surprise, it might not. But one of my favorite characters has to be Iron Man. I'm sorry, he's awesome. I love Iron Man. And if anyone wondering, I've seen all the movies. Yes, I've seen all the Iron Man movies.
Like, honestly, if I had to pick a favorite on Marvel, it'd probably be Spider-Man or Iron Man. Like, those were kind of... I know, those are kind of who everyone picks. Everyone picks Spider-Man, I know. Again, I just mentioned, I grew up with the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I fucking loved that show as a kid. So, as far as Marvel characters go, that's one of the ones I have kind of the most attachment to. And there's a lot of X-Men characters I like too. Like, I grew up watching there's 3 different X-Men cartoons I watched a lot. There was the original 90s one, there's X-Men Evolution, which was really good, and then there's Wolverine and the X-Men. Because Nicktoons had a bunch of there's 3 Marvel cartoons I watched on Nicktoons. There was Iron Man Armored Adventures, which was... It was okay. It was kind of this weird thing where they're like, okay, let's do Iron Man, but what if he's in high school and is a kid like Spider-Man? And it was okay.
Survivor! Raiders have captured a mining rig and reinforcements are on the way. We have to retake the object and hold it. Careful, they have already installed auto turrets. But they can be easily be repaired after destruction and used for your protection.
Yeah. And then there was Wolverine and the X-Men, which was weird but cool, where the whole series takes place after an explosion at the mansion, and Professor X is in a coma the whole series, but it'll flash forward to this future where he is in the Days of Future Past timeline, where all the mutants are either dead or in concentration camps by the Sentinels. And that show was pretty cool. But there was one episode in particular where he went to Canada and fought Hulk, which was an homage to Wolverine's first appearance in the comics, where he first fought Hulk. And that was...
Why come up here to Canada, though, to ask you some questions?
Because Canada's where Wolverine's from. That's his origin country. Dude, there's a whole...
Sweet!
Yeah, dude, no, alright. In, I think, the 90s or 80s, there was a subgroup of X-Men, which there's a billion fucking X-Men spin-off teams. But there is one called Alpha Flight, which was, again, referenced in that Kids Next Door fucking special, which that's a fucking obscure reference. That was just a bunch of mutants that were a team based in Canada.
Awesome.
And I believe Wolverine was part of it. I forget who all else was. I know definitely as far as Canadian Marvel characters, there is Wolverine and Sabretooth are both Canadian. Deadpool too, I think. Because he's part of the same program that got Wolverine, so I think Deadpool's technically Canadian. Because he was in the same program that gave Wolverine his adamantium. And they used the genes from Wolverine that had his healing factor in Deadpool to give him his power. So I think Deadpool's actually Canadian.
And for anyone wondering, yes, I have seen the first Deadpool movie, and it's amazing.
Deadpool is cool too. I also like Deadpool. Who doesn't? I think everyone likes Deadpool, and I think it's got to the point to where he's kind of everywhere, and there's kind of too much Deadpool now, but he's cool. He's a cool character. He's fun. You gotta realize, yeah, it's kind of everywhere now, but he was kind of the first, like, really meta, fourth wall breaking comic character, right? Like, he kind of did it before everyone else, or before it was really popular.
Yeah, he did wall breaking before it was cool.
Yeah, like, he wasn't the first to do it in comics, I don't think, but he was definitely the first to make it, like, his shtick, right? Like, he was the first character to really embrace it. And then there's Gwenpool, who kind of took what he did and took it to a whole new level. Like, dude, like, her comic was fucking meta as hell. Like, it was, like, brain-hurtingly meta at points. It was kind of cool. And I'm kind of pissed that got canceled, because it was a cool comic, but whatever.
Seems like nobody's joining this match. Weird. Well, let's head back over to this one. See if anyone's joining this one.
As far as, like, Marvel goes, I guess Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the X-Men. Because that's just, like, what I know the most and what I grew up with the most, if that makes sense. And it's, like... And even X-Men, like, mainly, like, 90s X-Men, right? Like, mainly, like, classic X-Men, because... Mainly what they showed in the cartoons, okay? Fuck it. Because that's what I'm most familiar with. Because there's like 1 billion mutants, well, not anymore. Though they might be bringing X-Men back more now, because Disney bought Fox. So... Because that was the thing, even in the comics, they were kind of not pushing X-Men as hard for a while, because Marvel Studios was making all the Marvel MCU, and they couldn't use X-Men characters because Fox had the rights to that. Same with Fantastic Four, Fox had the rights. And they were trying to push their in-house movies that were doing the MCU stuff instead of Fox's movies. But now that Disney owns Fox and Marvel is part of Fox now and all that's back together, they're probably going to start pushing those characters more. Because they haven't really been pushing, like, they've been pushing X-Men enough. Like, I don't think there has not been a main Deadpool comic. Like, they've been pushing Deadpool, and Wolverine's always out there. But other than that, they kind of don't really do much with the X-Men now. And they just kind of push Wolverine and Deadpool because they're just kind of popular in general, and people would be pissed if they weren't there in some respect. Because there's this such massively popular characters. So you kind of have to have them there. But the Fantastic Four have been kind of, especially after Fan Four Stick, which the trailer to that looked like trash, and I heard the movie was a fucking dumpster fire. The fucking Fantastic Four reboot they tried to do a few years ago. Yeah, it wasn't good. But yeah, there's some Marvel stuff I like. I'm just mainly DC. And one thing I will say though is I like Spider-Man and I like the symbiotes. Like Carnage and Venom are cool. I really like Carnage. If I had to pick a villain I like out of Marvel, it's probably Carnage.
my god, what is his name? What is his name? Oh, there's somebody's name I'm trying to remember now. It's gonna drop me at the wall.
Is it a Marvel character?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Villain? Don't remember. What were they in? What do you know them from?
He was in the first Iron Man movie.
Okay. Whiplash was 2, right?
Yes.
Mandarin.
That was 3.
Okay. I'll just run down. God, I'm already running out.
Oh yeah, Whiplash is Ivan Vanko.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Whiplash. And then there's him. God, who did he fight in the first one? I'm gonna have to Google it.
Mandarin is... Come on, brain, do not fail me now. Mandarin is...
I know in the cartoon watch, he was like...
Aldrich Killian.
Yeah, in the cartoon I saw he was like a... Oh, okay. Oh, Obadiah Stane. He was in the cartoon too.
That's
he was like
it! Obadiah!
Yeah. He was in the cartoon too. He was like this evil guy who was building his own like evil Iron Man armors.
Yeah, the Ironmonger. And one thing I can say I like about Obadiah from the first Iron Man movie, his premise was, let me take something that you built, Tony, and let me use it against you.
It was basically, okay, I like this Iron Man shit you made, but I want to use it to take over the world and sell it to armies and shit. Because he did that in the cartoon I watched too. Because even though, because he was basically the same, but Tony was a kid. So he was the head of the company, and he was using Tony's dad. Because in this continuity, Tony's dad made a bunch of the shit. And he was basically trying to use all that tech to sell it to the military, and Tony was against that, and he built the Iron Man armor and all that stuff.
Well, in the movie, from what I remember, after Tony's dad died, was it Obadiah, he took over the company, and basically he was Tony's mentor for building weapons before Tony...
Before he got captured in the cave and built the suit and all that. I know that much.
Weird.
I remember that part.
How was that game interrupted?
Yeah, it seems like they used a bit of that in that too. But yeah, because I think that cartoon was after the first movie. Because when was Iron Man 1? 2007? 2006?
I'll actually look it up here real quick.
I feel like it can't be later than 2008. I feel like it was 2007 or something. ...2008.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's like 09, so that sounds about right.
For anyone wondering, I just used the voice command on my tablet from my Google keyboard or called Gboard.
Where the fuck is MODOK? I want to see the fucking weird floating head guy in the Marvel movie.
MODOK. Oh my god, why does he sound so familiar? Wait, was he in was he in MVC?
MVC?
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah.
I think he was in the... Yeah, he was. He's a boss in the new one. Yeah, I think he was in the last one too.
Yeah, because I can remember this big chubby guy wearing a metal suit on, and it was... And
he's in a big chair that floats, and he's got his little arms hanging out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's MODOK.
I knew he
His
sounded
thing is-
familiar.
Yeah, he's the mental organism designed only for killing. Or chaos with a K if it's a kid's cartoon.
What is this, Donkey Kong? Oh! Pythia, the flame will return to devour what it's owed. Trick yourself with the resistance attempts, and for some reason I cannot finish reading that. Bloody hell.
But yeah, and his gimmick
20.
is he's like a... Actually, I don't remember, because I don't remember if he's completely artificial or if he was a dude first that had his mind like amplified or something. And that's why his head's so big, is because he's like genius and he's got like telekinesis and shit and a bunch of like mental powers.
Mm.
And he's like mostly like robotic. And I don't really know much about his origin. I just kind of know his look and his powers and what he can do. I don't really know much about his origin per se. I think he was made by AIM, which is like an evil organization in the Marvel Universe. I believe he was made by them. Other than that, I'm kind of iffy on MODOK. But
Oh yeah, and one more cool thing I can say about Iron Man. In the movies, his introduction is using ACDC songs, so how about that?
okay, wait a minute. Isn't it Black Sabbath Iron Man that plays when he first uses the suit? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's at the end of the first movie, but after that it's a bunch of ACDC songs. Was it ACDC?
Yeah, 'cause that song's Black Sabbath, but ACDC sounds about right too. ACDC's good too, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying.
I'm just
I
trying
know
to remember.
Forever.
For some
I know
reason
in a
my
lot-
brain is recalling ACDC for some reason.
I know in a lot of the trailers and commercials, I think they may have used Thunderstruck in one of the commercials. But I know in another one of them they used Iron Man because duh.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that was used in the... That was actually used in the credits of the first movie. They literally play that song.
Which that song's not even about the Marvel Iron Man, that's kind of its own thing, but...
Close
Still,
to
you're
freaking
making an
enough.
Iron Man. Still, you're making an Iron Man movie. It's a fucking easily recognizable riff. It's called Iron Man.
Die!
You kind of can't not use it.
Angel of
Like,
Death, yeah.
it's so,
You're darn right, yes. Book it.
that's another good metal song, Angel of Death by Slayer. God,
Angel
but no,
of Death. Man, sketch.
like that. Recon!
I would do that, but the thing is, I'm not going to leave ashes from you this time. Oh God.
Yeah, that's like, again, Iron Man, that's like one of the most well-known fucking riffs of all time. And it's called Iron Man. You'd be stupid not to use it, so I'll see why they use that. I need to watch more of the MCU movies, man. The only one I've seen is Captain America. I need to watch more superhero movies in general, because I only saw all the bad ones. Because I've only seen a lot of old ones.
No, my God, she shook me all night long, stuck in my head. What the hell?
Well, I've seen bits and pieces of the Green Lantern movie. I think was the last DC movie I've seen. Cool boy. Ooh boy. Alright, you want to know how bad the Green Lantern movie is? Just Google Green Lantern movie suits. And just see the fucking... You want to know how bad it is? They CG'd the fucking suit onto the guy.
What the hell?
They use shitty CG. The whole movie is just shitty CG.
Oh, wow.
It's bad. Like, and I've seen this after watching good DC movies, i.e. the Batman ones. Because most of the good DC movies are Batman movies.
Oh
Then
yeah,
again,
and
one of
speaking
the
of
DC
Green
movies-
Lantern, Green Lantern as a general character, especially after playing Scribblenauts Unmasked, I do like Green Lantern and the abilities that basically people without the lantern abilities are able to pull off.
Okay, which lantern do you like though? And I mean both, which Green Lantern, because there's like 6 different fucking human Green Lanterns. And like like the basic Hal Jordan, the Black
that one.
Justice League, John Stewart, there's Kyle Rayner, there's
essentially the comic book one.
The most well-known one and common one, and the one you're probably talking about, is Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that one.
He's basically the go-to default Green Lantern that everyone goes to. John Stewart's the one that was in the Justice League cartoon, and currently in the Justice League comic book, they're actually putting him in there to, because the Justice League lineup in the comic book right now is basically just the Justice League cartoon lineup plus Cyborg.
Wow.
So, and they actually introduced you're talking about all the different lantern colors. They actually just introduced a new one. There's the basically the way the universe is. There's the multiverse, and at the edge of the multiverse, there's the source wall, which is basically the wall that separates the universe from the energy that created it, which is basically God. But it turns out it's not just God out there. There's a whole nother bunch of fucking crazy bullshit out there. And here's the thing, when the
with
Dark
infernal
Multiverse
wrath I
attacks,
shall cover you. With hellish rain I will burn your every track. Holy crap.
Speaking of fucking lanterns, that sounds like the Red Lantern Oath. Because there's the Red Lantern Oath is fucking metal as fuck. Anywho, basically when the Dark Multiverse attacked to beat it, they basically broke a giant hole in the source wall. So now all kinds of crazy shit's popping off all over the universe. And there's a new... Now, the regular lanterns was based off the emotional spectrum, right? And each color represented an emotion. Like, green was willpower, orange was greed, red was rage, black was death, white was life. You know, all that shit. Now there's the invisible spectrum, which has its own deal. And based on more primal base emotions, and the first one they show is hate. And like, yeah, that's kind of a big problem, that there's a new unchecked, completely, honestly, it just showed up like 3 issues ago. I don't know much about it yet. It's a completely new idea. But yeah, like all the other lantern colors, there's another one. I thought the greed one was kind of cool, like Larfleeze, how his was greed, and like his whole gimmick was everyone he killed, he could just summon them as a lantern ghost.
Wow.
Black Lantern was pretty cool because it was just, let me just make evil Black Lantern zombies. Let me just take every dead DC character. Because the Black Lantern story was basically just an excuse for DC to bring as many characters back that they killed off back at once as they could. Because that was the whole gimmick for that story, was let's just bring back everyone we've ever killed off. Is a fucking zombie with lantern powers. And then let's make the White Lantern, which is basically, that's what Kyle Rayner was for a while, which he no longer has that power, and that's a big deal. Dr. Manhattan took that power from him, because that's probably one of the only powers that could possibly stop Dr. Manhattan. Because the White Lantern was basically every lantern power in one. And it could bring people back to life, like, for real, fully. And it had all this other crazy shit that it could basically do. Broken as fuck. And he also depowered the because there was another Lantern Corps, which was the Blue Lanterns of Hope. And basically what they did is they were basically just support for the Green Lanterns, where basically if a Blue Lantern was in support, it was within near a Green Lantern, basically their powers would work off each other and basically supercharge each other to where they could just do crazy broken shit. And then there's like the Yellow Lanterns, which was Sinestro's thing. Which now he's with the Invisible Spectrum now. It looks like that's going to be his new thing now. But he was the Yellow Lanterns, which, and apparently each of the Lanterns get their power from like a primordial like god source. Like for the Yellow Lanterns, it was Parallax, who was like the god of fear. Who at one point possessed Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and had him basically kill every other Green Lantern. And this was canon. This wasn't some alternate universe. Like in the 90s, I think, is when this happened. Because the 90s was, yeah, let's be edgy and over the top and crazy. So of course there's a storyline where a Green Lantern goes crazy and kills literally every other Green Lantern. It was called, I think, Emerald Twilight. And that was like one of the big Green Lantern stories. But eventually everyone got brought back and it was okay. But yeah, that was like a big deal.
Man, trying to drive around with 2 out of 6 wheels is a pain in the ass.
But nah, Green Lantern's pretty cool.
69 copper? Are you serious?
Can't escape that number.
No.
But I will admit I like Green Lantern. I don't like Hal Jordan, but I like a lot of like the powers and mythos of the Green Lanterns. I like some of the different Green Lanterns we have. Like John Stewart's really cool. And Guy Gardner I like because he's just like, he's basically the asshole. Like, let's just give a smug, asshole, cocky, dumbass a Green Lantern ring. And that's Guy Gardner. He was in Batman Brave and the Bold a lot. Because again, that show was basically about let's pull more obscure characters. So when they got a Green Lantern, when they wanted to use a Green Lantern, they'd pull the more obscure ones. And that's not even talking about Ip. Yeah, there's a Green Lantern that's a squirrel. Or Dex Star, the Red Lantern that's an evil cat. Yeah, there's Dex Star, who's a fucking cat who got ran over his roadkill, whose spirit was so mad about it that the Red Lantern brought him back as an evil Red Lantern cat.
Wow.
Not making this up, this actually happened. Yeah, like there's some weird, like when you get into like to the different Green Lanterns, like there's some weird shit in there. Like when you get into like all the alien Green Lanterns and shit, like there's some weird ones. But
Wait a minute. This one is maxed out. What's this one?
The thing is, if you read a lot of the DC big events and stuff, you're going to learn a lot about Green Lanterns by default, because Green Lanterns is basically where a lot of DC's like outer space and like far off universe and multiverse shit comes in. Like that's where a lot of that comes in. Because Green Lanterns, if you want to break down what a Green Lantern is, they're space cops. Right? That's basically what the Green Lanterns are. They're just space cops. But because their history is like, they've been around so long and so much of their history is tied into the universe, whenever there's like a big multiversal event, they're usually involved in some way, shape, or form. Like right now, you have basically most of the core trying to plug the hole in the source wall. Because, yeah, having that thing broken's bad. Because not only is the universe losing energy from it, not only is it causing a bunch of ancient, like, crazy shit to break through, there's a lot of really OP and big threats sealed in the source wall. So, yeah, that thing breaking's bad. That's like bad. That's like Superboy Prime and Darkseid's fucking dad could show up bad. And I think that's going to happen because the Justice League, they're splitting into 3 teams. There's going to be Justice League. There's going to be Justice League Dark, which has existed before, and they're basically the Justice League that deals with all the supernatural and like magical bullshit. They deal with all like the magical and like demon bullshit. And then they're going to have Odyssey, which are going to deal with more deep space shit. And fucking Darkseid's part of this team. And I'm just sitting here like, how? I mean, neglect the fact that last time I saw him in a comic, and I think he grew up since then, he was a baby. I think he like grew up and was like adult now. He was still evil last time I checked. So that's kind of weird. But he's going to be on a good guy team, because, I know, I'll put it in terms, he's the Thanos of DC.
Oh.
Yeah, like, if you know Thanos in the movies now, yeah, he's the like, he's pretty much, I forget which came first, but, they're pretty much clones of each other. They're kind of the same deal. Though the only difference is like Thanos is obsessed with like killing the universe, so he can fuck Death. That's literally Thanos' motivation, is he wants to kill everyone so Death will fuck him. I'm not even making that up. Darkseid wants to rule over.
He referenced that in MVC. Well, he didn't want in MVC Infinite. He didn't reference that, but basically. The Mind Stone, I believe it was. Yeah, Thanos found out that he got screwed over, and so he wanted retribution.
Yeah, because fucking Jeddah from Darkstalkers and Death basically just trolled him, and he got fucking pissed. So he fucking stole the fucking Dark Hado from Ryu. So now he basically has Akuma's powers, which is crazy. Too bad we're never going to see it, because the game sold like shit because they fucking half-assed it. Damn it, Capcom. I swear with you, it's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back with you, Capcom, I swear. Every time you do a cool thing, you do a stupid thing.
Alright, so guys, that's actually going to have to do for this time. Wow, that was a bit all over the place. How much time do we have left on the missions before we leave? Gosh, wait, how long? I thought, okay, 5 days, 5 days. Okay, I knew there was supposed to be like basically a day counter to summer. So cross out the like button if you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. I just smacked myself in the face.
One more tidbit, and I don't care if this gets caught on camera or not. One more tidbit about the whole Death and Thanos thing. It's a love triangle, and the third part of the triangle is Deadpool. Because Death wants to fuck Deadpool, and Deadpool's cool with that. So Thanos is just kind of fucked. Yeah, the whole Thanos wanted to fuck
wait
Death.
Wait a minute. Thanos wants death, but Deadpool wants death.
Yeah,
no,
Death
wants Deadpool.
Yeah, they kind of both want each other. It's kind of like a mutual thing. Like, there's even a story arc where Thanos fucking curses Deadpool with, like, double immortality. Because he's already basically immortal because of the healing factor. But he puts a curse on top of that just so he can't see death.
Ouch!